Hello, everybody. The Army of Light Earth Division, the boots on the ground. It's Shawna L. Francis. Today is October 8th, 2024. Welcome, everybody, to this installment of Decoding the Living Word. I'm super excited about this because Melchizedek, whom we are channeling here for this Bible series, is coming forth with information about Revelation, the book of Revelation. At long last. So this is episode 11, actually, of this series. We're almost 3 months into this work. Can you believe that? I feel like time has absolutely flown. In case you're new to my channel, I am so glad that you're here. This is a great video to watch if this is the first time you're watching me. I'm an embodied channel for Melchizedek, the Order of Melchizedek, an ancient priesthood who have been around forever since humanity really, this batch of humanity's inception on the planet, watching, observing, also supporting, nurturing, and guiding us here on the planet toward the ascension. I am an embodied channel, and I have channeled all kinds of beings of light, the Galactic Federation of Light 4 years ago here on this YouTube channel, and others, Melchizedek for the last couple of years, quite consistently, actually. I have over 400 videos of channelings I've done throughout the last 4 years. Please check these out if you resonate with this energy. You're here for a reason. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, the book of Revelation. I'm going to get to that in a moment. A couple of other updates for you all. I'm still working on the newsletter. So as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, I want to give you some, behind the scenes look at what's going on between Melchizedek and me since our union here back at the end, toward the end of July. And there's a lot I want to say, and it probably needs to be a book, to be quite honest. So I'm hoping that this week that will be done and I will be releasing that. Please sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. There's just so much I cannot cover in these weekly videos, and sometimes it's just nice to be able to write things out and send those out on occasion. So please sign up if you haven't already. Speaking of a book, we have officially restarted the channeled book. Melchizedek and I coming through with this information about the negative reptilian regime's stronghold on this planet. Hidden in plain sight, everybody. Really that's what this channel has been about. Self-empowerment, freedom, sovereignty, finding out really who and what we are in truth, awakening to the depths of our souls, not just like, hey, I've heard about this ascension thing, and yeah, I feel like I'm awake, and I'm kind of into all these things that a lot of my friends aren't into, and I really am feeling out of place here. But we're coming into this time now, team, where we're knowing who and what we are in truth. We are living the embodiment of being a light worker, of being a beacon, a way shower, that light in the dark here. There's plenty of darkness here, plenty of need for those who can carry a torch through all of this. Help, be that beacon of light when people are all around us are really floundering or finding themselves really stuck in the muck. It's quite frenetic out there. It's quite, it's a strange feel going on in the field right now. I know for me personally, I am sleeping a good 9 hours a night. I am trying to get out and walk every day or be at the gym if it's raining. Trying to keep the energy flowing, keep the oxygen flowing through my veins, and keep the stagnant energy moving. Also, I'm spending a lot of time with Melchizedek in meditation, in channeling, and talking. We are spending a ton of time together. So it feels to me like my days are 18 or 20 hours instead of 24. Maybe you're feeling that way too. I feel like time is just really ticking by very quickly. So we're all kind of in this new space and feeling the new energies. So the book. So I'm channeling the book with Melchizedek. I've officially restarted this with them. I want to tell you, they told me the name of the book. And it's interesting because there's all kinds of books already with this name, but we'll figure it out. They want to call the book The Betrayal. The Betrayal. very cool. I thought that was excellent. Um, in my wildest dreams, this book is getting released early next year, and I get to go on a big book tour and be talking about what's in the book and be the crazy one that stands up on a stage and talks about the negative reptilian regime and just blows people's minds. Or, I get rotten tomatoes thrown at me, or maybe a little bit of both. So Melchizedek, they're just not in a place where they can tell me what I'm doing next year and kind of how things are unfolding. We're just not there yet, and we're not able to make any plans, unfortunately. So that's kind of personally where I'd like to see things go. I'd love to be doing some traveling next year, host a few retreats down in Mexico. And I know there's so many of you that have been waiting and waiting and waiting because I keep talking about these retreats in Mexico. I'm doing some practice runs, but really springtime, I'd love to be doing that. So if you're interested in coming down to Mexico for kind of a more, I would say, intimate retreat, no promises that I'll be able to do it, but I would love to. Please let me know. Shoot me a note through my contact form at shawnalfrancis.com or email me, shauna@shawnalfrancis.com. And if you've already said that you're interested, I do have a list going, so I promise I will get to you first. All right, The Betrayal, the new book with Melchizedek. I talked about the newsletter. Third thing I want to talk about. So we've had a pretty decent solar flare happen late last week, an X9 they're calling it, and they're saying it's the biggest solar flare of this 11-year cycle. We are entering what's called the solar maximum, where the sun's activity is as crazy as it's going to get before it starts tapering down again. So that's the time frame that we're in. We also know from Melchizedek directly that a massive solar flare is expected to hit sometime between now and the end of 2025. And hopefully you've been preparing for this. 2 to 4 weeks worth of food, water. They've even said have some cash on hand, have extra gas on hand. I've been doing this. They always tell me you don't have enough food, you don't have enough. So every time I go to the grocery store, I'm checking labels to make sure that the expiration dates are later, and I'm grabbing extra canned food and extra things as I think about it. And I think I have a pretty good stockpile going. But that being said, this solar flare, the CMEs that come off of the sun whenever a big solar flare happens, a coronal mass ejection, that's what screws us up here on the planet. Power grids could go out, radio signals get lost, all kinds of havoc. Really what we're planning for is a massive power outage, where everything electronic goes down, and for how long, who knows. But Melchizedek is saying, be ready for 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, so that being said, my dear friends, Larry and Dana out of Texas, Army of Light members, been with me for a very, very long time. Larry, he has been preparing for all of his life for something like this, and he hasn't really understood why. But these guys they're doing it right. They have all of this figured out. They're ready to go. So I've asked Larry to make us some videos on how to prepare for the coming possible solar flare, a financial meltdown, earthquakes, other kinds of natural phenomena that might actually take the power grid down for a while. So I have the first video from Larry, and it's ready to post. I'll probably post that tomorrow or Thursday, sometime this week. I'll get that out, and I would love for you to support Larry and to watch this video, and he's ready to field any questions that you have. You'll just put those in the comments for the video. So be looking for Larry G. Thank you, Larry and Dana, for your time and effort in helping us be prepared for this possibility. Appreciate you so much and love you so much. All right, to Revelation. All right, the book of Revelation, guys. It's not really that long. I read the whole thing today, and I did the channeling with it. Melchizedek has a request of all of us, actually, and I'm so excited to talk about this. Within Revelation, it's all kinds of, the pestilence, the plagues. It's more of this kind of stuff that was also mentioned in Genesis. They talk about the 144,000 and the coming end times, Armageddon. It's mind-boggling all that's packed into these few pages in Revelation. but I really had a lot of fun reading it. You know, when they talk about the dragon and the devil and Satan, you know exactly who they're talking about. It's the negative reptilians, and Melchizedek did confirm that, so I could say that to all of you. The negative reptilians are behind this. So we get to read Revelation really with brand new eyes and ears and understanding and a knowing of really what this is all talking about. So this is really important that you're hearing what Melchizedek has to say about Revelation and this request that they have of us. All right, guys, I'm gonna get into this channeling here. All right. Here is Melchizedek talking about the book of Revelation today. The book of Revelation, filled with acrimonious terms, imagery, stories, and concepts, with the purpose of leaving the reader at once in awe and perplexed by such prose. All right, I'm going to pause real quick. Acrimonious, I had to look it up. Angry, bitter, caustic, and sharp were some of the words that they used to describe what acrimonious means, acrimony. All right, now they continued here. And you'll find toward the end that we, the Order of Melchizedek, issued a strong warning to anyone who may wish to alter, add to, or take away from the text in any way. I had to laugh at this when I got to the end of Revelation. It's basically the end of the Bible, and they're like, hey, if anybody does anything, you will be struck down. If you change any of these words, you will be struck down. Look what happened to Genesis and the book of Moses and everything that followed. Okay, moving on. Most of what is here today represents our intentions for the work. We, the Order of Melchizedek, were indeed the consciousness carried within the man, the angel, who appeared before John, who helped him pen these words. Love it or hate it, they said, Revelation has become a force within the psyche of humanity. Taken as a whole, the work embodies a narrative that pits good against evil and where ultimately good prevails. But these trials and tribulations to get to that ultimate prize represent some of the most difficult passages humanity will ever make prior to the end of times as you know it. Yeah. Even through Paul Selig. Paul Selig is an author and a channel for Melchizedek also, and their newest book just came out through Paul, A World Made New, and it is excellent. I'm about a third of the way through it. I highly recommend you check that book out. So anyway, you know, they talk about, you know, it's going to take several generations. We're talking about taking 1,000 years to actually get to this point where the earth has ascended and all of this is behind us. And they've also talked about many of us reincarnating over and over and over again together on this pathway. So they allude to this today as well. And Melchizedek continues here. Behold, dear ones, the vast force of change that a revisiting of these words shall bring to this plane of existence, a vast force of change by revisiting these words in Revelation. Do not doubt the power of collective consciousness to reignite the flames of curiosity, the wonder and the awe, and the fear that the Revelation scriptures elicit. I had asked Melchizedek, I'm like, why did you make it so scary? And they're like, well, things that are coming are going to be scary. You know, there's some really major things that'll be happening in the next 1,000 years. And they also wanted this to stick with us and to be, you know, really vivid in our imaginations, what they were talking about. I mean, it's just kind of keeping our curiosity high about what this is and where it's going. All right. They didn't want this stuff to just be glossed over and forgotten about, which it hasn't. Okay. And they continue here. Let us start at the beginning, and from here we'll do our best to open your minds and open your hearts to the new intentions for these words. All right, and they said, dear one, can you please read from the beginning of Revelation? So, chapter 1 of Revelation. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants what must soon take place. And he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John, who bore witness to the word of God and to the testimony of Jesus Christ, even to all that he saw. Blessed is he who reads aloud the words of the prophecy, and blessed are those who hear and who keep what is written therein, for the time is near. And they said, okay, dear one. Yes, the time is near, they said, for those who have chosen the ascension pathway, who walk upon the earth today, the 144,000 represented by all who have said yes, to be stewards of the new earth, beacons in the dark, the brave who choose fearlessness. Those who are unable to deny the rising tide of knowing, the bits and pieces of a very large puzzle coming clearer into view. Energetic activations, lock and key moments, light bulbs turning on, and the light illuminating that which has been hidden for so very long. Behold, we make all things new, dear children. You are exactly in the right place, at the right time, doing a level of work that is perfect for the level of consciousness reached thus far on this plane of existence. Please do not be impatient with the pace of this disclosure. Rising sea levels must be gradual, dear ones, so that a larger acclimation can commence with more ease and more grace. We're not causing floods here, dear ones. It's a steady, deliberate rising. They actually said raising, deliberate raising. Allow your brothers and sisters to catch up. Allow this collective consciousness to expand organically and naturally. With your presence here, you are witnessing of these words. Be at peace, they said, with the shifting dynamics all around you and within you. Be at peace with the seemingly frenetic pace of life in this moment. Resist the urge to fight it. Resist the urge to throw up your hands and give up. The next 1,000 years will see great changes on Earth, dear friends, and you are critical to this unfolding. All right, and they continue here. Jesus was a way shower and also very human like you. Not meant to be idolized, but instead to be emulated. Many of you understand this innately. Many of you were there to witness Christ himself directly and indirectly. I'll say that one more time. Most of you understand this innately. Many of you were there to witness Christ himself directly and indirectly. So imagine that. And I know I've talked to many of you through these one-on-one sessions that I do, that you feel like you were there. You feel like you knew Jesus. You have just a real strong connection to the Word and to Jesus as a person and to the time frame. And so, yeah, so Melchizedek here confirming that. It's no accident, they said, that your ears have fallen upon these words. The book of Revelation contains key phrases and imagery that are meant to help engage aspects of your consciousness that have laid dormant until now. Consider this a new energetic activation for you, the Army of Light Earth Division, perfectly timed and perfectly calibrated for the work at hand. Did you all get that? And I love when they say the Army of Light Earth Division. The constituents, all of you watching. The book of Revelation contains key phrases and imagery that are meant to help engage aspects of your consciousness that have laid dormant until now. Lock and key moments, guys, activations. This is what they're talking about. And they continue here. We encourage each of you who hear these words to read out loud the passages in the book of Revelation. Let this be a clarion call for you, dear ones. Please make haste whenever it is that you find yourselves engaged with these words. Let us, as a collective, experience this activation in unity. A grand adventure, dear ones. Please humor us and make it so. All right, so going back to that very, very first chapter in the book of Revelation, it says, blessed are the ones who read this out aloud, who read this aloud. And here we are, Melchizedek literally asking us to read the book of Revelation out loud. And I didn't read it out loud today. I read it to myself, so I will be doing this, reading it out loud. Energetic activations, consciousness that has laid dormant will be activated with the reading of these passages. How cool. Please humor us and make it so, they said. They said here, we'll continue with our revelation on the book of Revelation for you each next week and for the weeks to follow. We'll be more effective as a collective if you could read aloud these words. Even if you've read them before some time ago, please read them again with new eyes for a new age, with a new mission, and a new line of sight to the next 1,000 years. You'll have many questions as to be expected. Boy, I sure did read them today. Wow, because they talk about 1,000 years, and there's just some things that are interesting. Things that I hadn't ever read before or seen before. They said here, we will do our best to answer those questions and also help you understand the bigger picture being presented and where you all fit. It's really kind of where they ended it. And I said, can I ask a question? And they said, certainly. I said, I know people are really busy. I said, if they listened to somebody else reading the words out loud, would that suffice? And they said, no, you really need to read them out loud. And I said, okay, what if people hear the words out loud and then they repeat them out loud? And they said, well, that would be better than listening to the words, but not quite as effective as reading them and stating them out loud, as they are read. Okay, so look it up online. If you don't have a copy of the New Testament laying around somewhere, get your Bibles out, get online, and read Revelation out loud. So I want to say that Revelation took me, I was kind of distracted here today, but a couple of hours to read through it, and I was trying to be careful, and I'd gotten up and gotten something to drink and that kind of thing. Reading it out loud, word for word, I'm going to guess 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, it's only this, it's like these many pages. It's not a lot, but it's dense. It's super dense. All right, so that'd be amazing if you guys could make the time to do that. Within the next week would be really awesome, but at least get a good start on it. Again, 2 or 3 hours probably to get through all of that. Read it out loud to your loved one. Drive them nuts. Okay, guys. All right, newsletter's coming out. Please check out Larry G's video on how to be prepared specifically with water for this first video from Larry. Super excited to get that information out to all of you. And I'm going to be getting more information out besides that. It's coming in. And otherwise, I will see you all next Tuesday for the next installment of Decoding the Living Word. I hope you're doing great. Thank you again for being here. I love you. Mwah.